say sorry.
There we go.
There we go. We're good. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. I'm Doug Brunke, and I love James and Ellen because they're just so extraordinary in their leadership. Thank you for pulling us here together. Undoubtedly, you've got some fun things planned for the conversation today. Ellen, are you in Vancouver? I think, James, you're in Seattle, so you guys are holding up the fort there in the northwestern corner of the U.S. and the southwestern corner of Canada. Thanks for your leadership. And what have you got planned for today?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Ellen, for putting on a great event in Vancouver, a global event that we got to meet in person. So today's really kind of recapping with CCIM of what Ellen experienced, bringing a lot of global international players together, and maybe some insights of what CCIM shared, since it's a global organization, and then a great guest speaker with David Huang. And love his story. So much energy. David, I think you bring more energy out of LA than so it must be traveling for you too. That's great. But since this is a global group, Global Chamber, with what is it, 605 metros being covered is probably, I would feel, the premier global global organization around the world. So I look forward with our smart part of just doing the real estate part, because real estate does touch every part of our industry, as an anchor to really grow Global Chamber, so we can show them how we can grow, expand, and build the world. So Ellen, do you want to share and catch up on what the takeaways were from the global event and CCIM?
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, so it was pretty exciting and very happy to see Doug and Jim up in Vancouver. Thank you both for coming up to Vancouver, and of course David too. So that's the reason why he's on this call today. Before I introduce David, I'll just give a quick recap in terms of what happened at the CCIM 2025 Fall Forum. It was 5 unforgettable days with energy, connection, and inspiration. So from big picture insights to groundbreaking sessions to powerful networking moments and milestone celebration. So all the CCIMs came together to learn, collaborate, and shape the future of commercial real estate. And this year, we're really honored to host the forum in Vancouver, Canada. It's been about 20 years since we last hosted. And some of the highlights I would like to share with everybody is that we had the Dealmaker Award Dinner, which is an unforgettable evening celebrating excellence in commercial real estate. CCIs were recognized across multiple categories of outstanding deals and contribution. So basically, one of our Canadian designees, Cynthia Dunn, she was the top retailers, which her deal was 115 million, so which was a great accomplishment. She was the top retailer for the year for her deals, and also she was one of the only Asians. So I'm very proud of that. Thank you so much. And of course, the second thing is Breakfast with Michael Litt, which he delivered a data-driven look at the global economics and demographic shift from declining birth rate to inflationary pressure, and share strategies for positioning investment in the evolving economy. And of course, we have a lot of sold-out events on Vancouver Tours attendee, exploring Vancouver history, innovation, and skyline from land and sea during the city tour, boat tour, and industrial tours. Vancouver's stunning view and thriving industry made it an unforgettable experience for all the participants. An expert panel insight also had a discussion tackle the most pressing issue in commercial real estate, from the big, beautiful bill policy impacting recent trend retail and rising importance of cybersecurity in protecting deals and data. Of course, we have new leadership, which Brad Watkins, CCIM, was elected as the 2026 first vice president, alongside new and returning leader of the board for the CCIM Institute Foundation and CCIM Technologies. Each bring visions and momentum for the years ahead. Another exciting thing I want to share with everybody is that we actually formed a new Region 13, which consists of chapters from Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, which strengthen global leadership pathway engagement within the CCIM Institute. And some tech update just to share with everybody that CCIM Institute offers site to do business, and they also provide retail market infographic demographics and latest commercial real estate performance index integration, offering 12 months forecast on vacancies, rents, cap rate, and help members stay ahead of market trend. So you actually don't need to be a CCI member designees in order to use site to do business. Corporations actually uses those too. So these are some of the updates from the CCI forum. I hope you all got some information from it. And of course, next, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker. He is David. He's also a CCIM, and he's going to be discussing about the Japan Village Plaza. A bit of background about David is with over 30 years of experience, David brings real estate professionalism in area of city planning, architect, project strategy, and feasibility, real estate financing and real estate development and real estate investment sales from start to finish. As a licensed architect and real estate broker in the state of California, he is knowledgeable and proficient in land assessment, feasibility entitlement, and contract negotiation for new construction project. Today, he'll be discussing the project he was involved from start to finish, Japan Village Plaza. Go ahead, David, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can.
can hear you. Yes.
Okay. First, my name is David Hyun, Hyun. That is a Korean name. I was born in Hawaii, grew up in Los Angeles, and since my father was an architect with the same name, David Hyun, every father, whether they understand it or not, they want to encourage their children, especially their sons, to follow their footsteps. Well, I fell for that line very quickly and followed my father by going to the University of Southern California School of Architecture, graduated. After I graduated, I decided, with some encouragement, to go to graduate school, went to MIT, graduated with a master's degree. And then I started working for real estate developers. One of them, it was a residential developer called the Robert Grant Corporation out of Newport Beach that had two divisions, Hawaii division and Arizona division. And I was given the title of architectural coordinator to coordinate major subdivisions, residential developments in Hawaii and in Arizona. That gave me an introductory taste of real estate. And I found out that real estate developers, in many cases, are more articulate and more capable of designing architecture that's beautiful than architects themselves. But I'm here to cover two items. One item is, what is CCIM and why did I invest my time, effort, energy, and money in CCIM? And I can tell you that my journey began in about June of 2012, about 12 or 14 years ago, upon the passing of my father. And in that situation, I began to say, well, what am I going to do now? And I finally had the chance to be invited to a CCIM installation dinner where I met some CCIMs. The gentleman who invited me was a CCIM in my office of Coldwell Banker Commercial. And I was so impressed by the quality of the people that I met that I took the very first class called Introduction to Commercial Real Estate with Carmela Ma. If you look at all of the organizations in the field of real estate, commercial real estate in particular, there is one that stands out above all the others, and that's CCIM. There are others, but CCIM is the brand that stands out as the most designated, prestigious brand throughout the United States and throughout the world. In my opportunity to become a CCIM, I can tell you that I am not the person that I was when I started. I'm a much better person today than I was because my character changed from being interested in real estate to being very passionate about real estate. Not just passionate about real estate, but committed to the profession that I am. And in my presentation in Vancouver, British Columbia, where I was given 10 minutes to speak, I ran over time, unfortunately. But I refer to all CCIMs that I've met and who have gotten to the point that's taken, in many cases, a lot of time. I took 4 years to build my portfolio. You see, even though I'm an architect, I never sold one piece of real estate in my life. Not one. When I started with Coldwell Banker, George Realty, March 1st, 2011, I had zero sales experience. I went 2 years of 2011, 2012 without a single listing and without a single sale. At the end of 2 years, I said, David, you're pathetic. You know, you should just drop out of sales and get a desk job, get an ordinary salary, and let's forget your aspirations of becoming a salesperson in commercial real estate or residential real estate. And after I said, yeah, I think I'm going to throw in the towel. I think I'm not qualified to be a salesperson. And I said, but before you throw in the towel, why don't you watch a movie that you admire? Maybe you might learn something from that movie. And so I went to my DVD library right in front of me, pulled out a DVD of a movie that came out in the year 2000. It featured a movie star called Russell Crowe. And the hero in that movie, Maximus, that I adopted as my nickname, the movie was called Gladiator. And it talked about a Roman general that got thrown out and became a Roman gladiator and fought for his life every day in the floor of the Roman Colosseum. After I watched that movie 10 times, my subconscious changed. I've changed from being a very, very analytical person to study real estate, which is my branch manager said, David, you have a major problem. Your problem, why you can't get anything done, is you do what we call analysis paralysis. By the time you study the situation and you know the property, you're so paralyzed you don't even know what to do. And I decided to become a Roman gladiator, and I drove the office nuts because I would tell everybody, all my clients, prospective clients, I'm a Roman gladiator. I was told to keep my mouth shut because I was telling everybody I was a Roman gladiator, willing to fight to the death to live one more day. That drove everybody in the office crazy. However, what I found out is that people that own real estate are able to assess you as a real estate agent in about 30 seconds. They can determine if they like you or they don't like you. They can determine in 30 seconds if you have the character and the attitude and the strength to be a commercial broker. The analogy of a commercial broker is actually very closely parallel to a Roman gladiator, a predecessor 2,000 years ago. So what I tell everybody, I believe, it's my personal opinion, that the real estate profession was formed in the floor of the Roman Colosseum by Roman gladiators fighting to live one more day. You know, that's what we do. We fight to live one more day. We put out our own money. And if we're successful to live one more day, and Caesar can go thumbs up or thumbs down. And if it's thumbs up and you survive, you get a wooden sword and you get your freedom as a gladiator. You can get freedom to live. What I want to share with you is what I've observed more important than the technology and the classes to build a portfolio that I'm a strong. Every gladiator 2,000 years ago had 4 tools. He had a helmet, he had a big shield, He had a long sword and he had a short sword. Today, modern commercial brokers are just like Roman gladiators, but they have the tools of CCIM 101, financial analysis, CCIM 102, market analysis, CCIM 103, user analysis, CCIM 104, investment analysis. That's the equivalent to the, in my opinion, to the sword, the shield, and the long sword, short sword. Now, when I changed my attitude, I went from 0 sales. In 2.5 years, I closed 32.6 million in sales on October 15th, October 30th, 2015. I made the biggest paycheck in my life. It was 2% of 32.6 million. It's about 600 and 600. Okay, my paycheck was 652,000. After my company, Coldwell Banker, took their 6% franchise fee, after my company took their fee, after a generous donation to my uncle called Uncle Sam, and another generous donation to my cousin, the governor of the state of California, 13.6% income tax, I only made a modest 505,000. Now, is that exciting? For me, it's exciting. For me, I was driving around in my wife's hand-me-down 2003 Honda Accord. Can you imagine being a commercial sales agent driving around in a 2003 Honda Accord and going to a commercial? It's so embarrassing that I would park the car 2 blocks away and walk to the appointment. However, my attitude changed. And what I want to talk about, more important than knowledge and technology, is if you don't have the strength to be a CCIM, you'll never make it. But the qualities, this is my opinion, okay? Everybody has their own opinion. But if you have the qualities that I want to share with you, that I shared in the Sunday meeting, Global, that I saw in my close friend, Ellen Sue. Here we go. This is an unpaid endorsement of Ellen Sue. Ellen Sue, number 1, has 5 qualities that you'll never forget when I tell you. They're on the fingers of your right hand, the 5 C's. Number 1, Ellen Sue is courageous. She's not afraid of anything. Number 2, my respect for Ellen Sue is she's got character. Character represents integrity. She'll do whatever is right for her client every time. When she's in front of the client, behind, when the client doesn't see her, she'll protect her client. She's got integrity. Number 3, the third quality that makes Ellen Sue an outstanding warrior, an outstanding woman gladiator, is she's got commitment. She'll get the job done from start to finish with no excuses. You never heard Ellen Sue give excuses, have you? I haven't. Number 4, this is very important. Ellen Sue has capital management skills. She knows how to add up 2 + 2. She knows how to protect her client's investment to make a heck of a lot of money, lots of money. She knows how to analyze a property from income expenses to get a net operating income. She knows how to calculate the internal rate of return, 5-year, 10-year, pre-tax, after-tax. She knows how to predict the future. She knows how to analyze the past, and she knows how to remediate properties that need value-added remediation. Okay, that's why she's so valuable. Not only is she valuable, every CCIM that I've ever met knows how to be a gladiator to win in battle. Number 5, now this is her strongest strength. It's a C. Ellen Sue has a caring attitude. Listen carefully. She has a caring attitude for her clients. She has a caring attitude for her colleagues at Global Chamber. at CCIM, at the CCIM Foundation. Ellen Sue has a caring attitude for her community of Vancouver. I don't know if everybody knows Ellen Sue in Vancouver, but she's getting there. Number 4, she has a caring attitude for a country of Canada. Now, that's an unbeatable combination. When Ellen Sue or any CCIM or anyone listening to this presentation by David Huang, you can deliver the knockout punch to win every time. I mean it. You have to have the character and the discipline to be courageous, to have a character, to have capital management skills, to have a commitment, and to have a caring attitude. Now, that is what every CCIM is. Now, when I was in Vancouver, I was notified that I was appointed by the CCIM Foundation to be a board member to help raise the Institute $3 million in scholarships. Now, every one of you that has been thinking about CCIM needs to take your first class. It's called CCIM 101 Financial Analysis. It costs about $1,500. Well, the scholarships that we're giving by the foundation covers about $1,000. If you're a CCIM candidate and you pay your annual dues of $595, you get a $500 discount. So essentially, you can take that class for very little dollars, but you will learn a lot. You'll meet a lot of your colleagues in the future, and more importantly, you'll develop mentors that will guide you, direct you, protect you, and inspire you to get off your couch, to get off your chair, and to go into action. You will not be paralyzed like I was when I started. You're going to be fearsome. Your whole family will shudder in terror when they see your change in attitude. Oh, Mom, you're different. Oh, Dad, you're different. I've never seen anybody so alive in my life. Now, do you have to have enthusiasm for what you do in real estate? I recommend it. If you're going to be apathetic, you're not going to make it. So now I'm going to talk about the project that I developed as an architect developer called Japanese Village Plaza. And I put together a 24-slide PowerPoint presentation that's a little different from the one I gave on Sunday, but it has a lot of pictures of Japanese Village Plaza. This is a redevelopment project in the city of Los Angeles, where the area, Little Tokyo, which was built in the 1880s, had become run down. And the city of LA wanted to reinvigorate, revitalize an area that had become blighted. And all of the Japanese community moved from Little Tokyo, their birthplace, all the way down to Gardena, about 30 miles south of Little Tokyo. And what they did is they created an area called a redevelopment area. They assembled land and then gave it to developers. Now, during this process, for 10 years, the Japanese community failed to get financing for their project. Their projects were designed and developed like a Japanese sculpture, 3 to 4 stories tall. However, they were mandated to relocate the tenants from the new Otani Hotel at 50 cents triple net rent for 5 years. How can you build a 3-story sculpture and pay the mortgage payment at 50 cents triple net rents? You can't do it. So what I want to share with you, and that I share in Vancouver, British Columbia, you want to own real estate. Anybody listening to this presentation, you're good. It's not only to be a successful commercial real estate broker, ultimately your goal is to start acquiring and owning real estate. Now, what I'm going to cover today is, as an architect, I learned that what Frank Lloyd Wright, the famous architect from Chicago, taught, form follows function. And that's a true statement. The form of a building follows the function inside the building. But when I graduated from MIT, the development community and the contractors especially said, David, welcome to real estate. By the way, we think you're stupid. And I said, how dare you call an MIT alumni from the School of Architecture stupid? And they said, well, we'll say it again, David, do you know how to do a project that is financially affordable by the client? Do you understand how to design a project to a budget? I said, I don't know how to do that. I wasn't taught that. Ergo, you're stupid. Do you know how to design a project to a development schedule? No, I don't. Never taught that. I just learned know how to do pretty pictures. I said, ergo, David, the contractor said, you're stupid, because 90% of all your designs are going to end up in that trash can in the corner. So if you want to understand what I'm going to present, you have to understand that you, as a real estate commercial professional, you have to really understand the commercial project better than the owner. You have to know it better than the owner. You have to understand the competition better than the owner. You have to understand the growth trajectory of the community better than the owner. You have to be so articulate that you can be a convincing communicator, a convincing, what I call CCIM gladiator, unwilling to be fearless, unwilling to be unmotivated when you're confronted with a conflict. High interest rates have stopped a lot of developers. High interest rates have caused a lot of major companies to give their buildings back to the lender, because you know what happens? When COVID occurred in 2020, everybody was mandated by the government to work from home. That left the buildings vacant. And when the employers pleaded with the employers to return to the office, the employees said, go jump in the lake. We love it working from home, and we're not coming back. Well, unfortunately for the developers, a lot of vacancies occurred and a lot of major high quality buildings were vacated and were foreclosed on. And then you have the opportunity called vacant buildings and adaptive reuse. That term is adaptive reuse. Many high-rise buildings in the United States have been adaptively used and converted from office buildings to apartments. Now, that's not an easy task, but it can be done. So now I'm going to go into the presentation, and I've got to see if I can find my...
David, there's a share button. You just need to click share on your Zoom, and then you should be able to share your presentation. Thank you.
Okay.
And just want to recap, whatever 5C David mentioned about me, it's really reflected back to him too. So just want to share with everybody, because as he's an amazing person. Thank you, David, for bringing my name up. But I do have to say, he has a quality for all the 5Cs. And that's why I think it's important for everybody to know that, to have these type of quality to help the client out, people knows, and the people want to work with you. Thank you.
While David's doing that, Ellen, I'll kind of reiterate what David said is true. And it is working with people, like why we did the Global Chamber, is to get to know each other so we can do business and transact with each other. And just with Rick Buss in Phoenix, we're working on calls and presentations to to Taiwan on projects we're putting together. In addition, I know meeting Luis, he was on here when we went to SIOR in Los Angeles. We met up. So there's a lot of collaboration starting from the Global Chamber, let's say meetings, especially the real estate meetings, where we have a chance to travel to each other's country and get to know each other. And that's how really business is done, building trust, friendships, relationships, getting to know each other. Then you'll see a lot of things just happening. And I know Mike O'Mara there, right? We've known each other a long time. And with the opportunity zones, more and more will happen, especially with a lot of the changes. Well,
Lots
I have
going
the-
on
I
there.
have the document I want to share. How do I, if I have the document on my screen and I go to share, where do I find the ability to pull it up on the screen?
Sophie?
Yeah, I'm just,
So when you press share, and then if you open up the document on your screen, and then you can click into the screen that you would like to share for that.
Yeah, normally it pulls up a screen with different options, and then you just click on the one that's your presentation, and it should share it.
I see.
When you hit share, what happens?
I see a screen that says screens, documents, advance, entire screen, desktop one, Google Chrome, but I don't see the picture of my Zoom my presentation.
Do you have the presentation up on your desktop?
Yes, I do.
Well, maybe try your desktop and see if that might have it show up. Normally it would show it, so it's a little weird, but
also, David, on the top, it says your screens, and then there's another one for other links. So if you look at the top, there's categories also that it may not be on the website, but you put it on your desktop. So if you look on the top, you may have to switch to a different category.
Okay.
and if you want to email it to me, I'm happy to show it on my side too, David.
I'll tell you what. Ellen has my PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, okay.
Ellen, why don't you throw up the my PowerPoint presentation and
Okay.
share it with everybody? That's
I'm not sure which version you're using, but I have one that's 22 slides. Would that be okay? The one, how is that the one that you're looking to?
just pull up the PowerPoint presentation that I made on Sunday, October 5th.
Okay. 1 sec. Let me just pull that up. Sorry, just need to take a few minutes to download right now. So
Anyway, what
you can just go ahead. I will try to pull it up.
what made this project very challenging is that the redevelopment agency assembled 2.4 acres of land in the heart of Little Tokyo, which is basically 2 blocks away from the City Hall of Los Angeles. They spent $2.8 million to assemble the land, and as a redevelopment project, they made it available to any developer that came up with an approved concept. The developers in that community failed for 10 years to get the financing. My father, David Huang, put all of his money together, $250,000, came up with a concept and submitted it. And after the redevelopment agency was going to give the project to a Jewish developer, Nathan Chappelle, in West LA, they said, David, you've been screaming and jumping and down about the opportunity. We're going to give you 3 months to get the financing. If you fail to get the project financing in 3 months, this project is going to Nathan Chappelle. Well, guess who steps in? I stepped in because I was at USC Graduate School of Business getting my MBA degree. And I had basically 2 months to get a loan package together. So I put together a loan package. There were two efforts that were going on simultaneously. Number one, my father contacted Gil Lindsay, councilman of the 8th District. He contacted Mayor Tom Bradley, the mayor of the city of LA at that time. Mayor Tom Bradley contacted the chairman of Bank of America, Harry Clausen. He said, Harry, we need help financing this project. Harry Clausen called Mike Riffey, head of real estate in LA. Mike Riffey called me and he said, I need a loan package in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I put a loan package in a 3-ring binder that was 5 inches tall, and I dropped it on his desk. Now, what I had learned in working for developers and in working at USC, learning how to finance, it wasn't the budget or the cost and all this stuff and the equity. The key to getting that project financing was getting the tenants. I got Keiji Shintani, a high school classmate of mine, to go door by door throughout Little Tokyo. And he got 300% letters of intent to lease 89,000 net rentable square feet. When I presented that loan package to Mike Riffey, Mike Riffey said, David, this is the best loan package I've seen in my life. I love it. You got the financing. And it took two guys, two architects, one with an MBA degree, one with a USC School of Business, but attitude was everything. I went to work at 2:30 in the morning. I got the job done, no excuses. Today, Japanese Village Plaza is a thriving success even many years later. When you see the pictures, which I can share with you, you can see the quality of architecture. Form follows finance, form follows function. You put the two together and you create magic. I call it the romance of real estate. Any successful project has to have romance as far as I'm concerned. You have to love that building. The community has to love that building. And the tenants have to love their customers. So if you got all that going, you're going to have a very, very, very successful project. What made our project interesting is it was so successful, we got, here we go. So let's go to enlarge the slide a little bit so it's bigger. Let me see if I can do it. I can do it. Okay. First slide. That's perfect. First slide is how I earned my pin. Let's go to the next slide. This is my grandfather, Reverend Sun Hyun. He was involved with the formation of the modern country of Korea. In Shanghai, he put together with a number of his colleagues the country of Korea, the country of Korea, temporary country of Korea in Shanghai. And this is the paperwork from President Syngman Rhee, the first president of Korea, appointing my grandfather to be the first ambassador to the United States. So our history with the United States goes back 125 years. I love it. I'm an American citizen. I love my country. I love what my grandfather said. The United States' strength, its ability to use the industrialized process. The second strength of the United States in 1920 is its understanding of Christianity and the ability to enforce the quality of character that a Christian has. So he said, we love Christianity, and Korea has become a Christian country by and large. So let's go to the next slide. My grandfather had 8 kids. Of the 8 kids, one of them was David Hyun, architect developer. Went to the University of Hawaii, went to USC School of Architecture, opened up his architectural practice. became the developer of Japanese Village Plaza. I became a general partner with him to help put this together. Next slide. This is a picture of me when I was younger, but it shows my academic credentials of USC School of Architecture, MIT Master Architecture, USC MBA degree. When I graduated with my MBA degree, the head of the finance department asked me to teach real estate development strategy and financing to take over his class where students were falling asleep. So I taught development strategy and financing on real projects by real developers, and I did something very innovative. I got the land sponsor to donate $5,000. That was the first class, was the Irvine Ranch. The first place prize was $2,500. Second place prize was $1,500. Third place prize was $500. It's the first time that you went to school and competed with your classmates to actually get prizes. So I worked as a director of design and planning in Kapalua as a licensed architect in Hawaii and in California. I was a general partner of Japanese Village Plaza. I joined Coldwell Banker. I've been with Coldwell Banker Commercial for 14 years, nonstop. I have my designation, got it on April 11, 2018. Next slide. This is the famous Kapalua Bay Hotel in Maui that I was the director of design and planning. This is where I used to run cost estimates with the construction company every 2 weeks. And that's how I was able to control construction costs. We threw out anything that was, we had a budget of 11.3 million. I brought it in for 11.7 million. The experience as a real estate developer was invaluable to what I was doing in California. Next slide. I did a housing project asked by the councilman David Cunningham in the 8th District to take a site, a 3-acre site, and increase the density from 120 units to 200. I did it. It was ultimately cut back, but here's the secret of form follows function. This is a 3-story affordable condominium project on top of a semi-subterranean parking structure. All of the parking is below the concrete deck. All of the pedestrian traffic is on top of the deck. No one ever got hit by a car on this project. Number 2, I took $8 million in Section 8 financing, and instead of using it and dissipating it, I helped the redevelopment agency create second mortgage for, it's called a shared appreciation second mortgage. So each local community member could buy a home with first-time home buyer financing with 3% down. They got a $70,000 second mortgage, no interest, no payment. But when they left, they had to share the appreciation with the redevelopment agency. The redevelopment agency got their money back and their percentage, 50% of the profit. That's a great concept even for today. Financing concept. We won an Urban Land Institute Award for Excellence for small-scale urban development. So those opportunities will happen for you in your community. You have to find them, you have to seek it out, and you have to work with local developers. What's wrong with a real estate broker participating in the project as a partner if they can put the project together? I want you to think big, not small, big. Anybody wants to think small? Is James Huang going to think small? No,
No
James,
way.
globally. Doug Brunke is going to think globally, right, Doug?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, next slide. Now, here's a letter that you need to read. This is one of my students. Dear David, I'm writing this letter to express my gratitude for putting together an incredible class known as FB 565. You may recall you told our class we would be able to increase our net worth by $1 million within 5 years by taking the class. By utilizing real world information. Here's what this said, the major sentence. He put this, what I taught him, he developed a major project in Burbank, California, featuring 50,000 square foot of commercial office space, 147 units, three-story subterranean project. He became a multi-millionaire by becoming a developer from what I taught. When he met me a few years later, he looked at me and he said, David, are you the David Yin that taught me? He said, you owe me a Peking duck dinner. You made a challenge to me that if I could increase my net worth in 5 years, you owe me a dinner. I want that dinner. I paid up. Now, I made the same challenge to James Huang on October 5th. I said, James, if you get your CCIM pin, I am taking you and 12 of your friends or family members or CCM colleagues to a Peking duck dinner, wherever you decide. I mean, hopefully it'll be LA, not Vancouver, but guess what? Vancouver has some of the best Peking duck dinners I've ever tasted. It is so good that it's worth flying up to Vancouver just for that Peking duck dinner. You want to be blown away? I'm going to blow you away. Next slide. Now, this is the Japanese Village Plaza. It's a 2.4 acre site, 89,000 net rentable, opened in 1978, 325 part, designated as a landmark of downtown LA. Look at this. You think you're in Japan. Okay, next slide. This is the famous First Street Fire Tower in Japan. And this is what we did. You know, this was something that is in the mall, but it's a city improvement. We got the city of LA to pay for this fire tower. Next slide. Now, look at the activity on a Saturday or Sunday. This is what I call the romance of real estate. Why are they there? They are visiting Japan without having to go to Japan and pay thousands of dollars for a plane ticket. They love it. They love the cultural experience of visiting Japan without having to buy a plane ticket. This place called Japanese Village Plaza has some of the best Japanese food. They have the best souvenirs for if you're visiting Japan. You don't have to go to Japan to get those souvenirs. You can get them right here. Narrow streets, packed, the people close together. People love being with other people. Next slide. This is the secret sauce for the project. It's a 325 car parking structure, 3 levels, free parking if you just get a validated parking ticket with it whenever you visit a store or a restaurant. Okay. If any of you are from out of state, when you visit Los Angeles, email me, phone me 3 or 4 days in advance, and I will give you a tour and a lunch as my guest of Japanese Village Plaza. So, Ellen, fly down to Los Angeles. James.
I'm coming in November.
James, fly down to Los Angeles. Or do you live in Los Angeles, James?
I'm in Seattle now, but I'm still traveling everywhere.
Okay. Monica Zubarova. Okay. Whenever you visit Los Angeles, give me a call. We're giving you a tour of this project, visiting Japan without having to buy a ticket to go to Japan. So I just want to encourage you to have the strength of character. It's not. Yes, it is a CCIM getting the designation. It's worth every nickel and dime. But you know the value of a CCIM pin is in the networking and the associations you develop in meeting people like Ellen Sue and others that have their pin. Okay, it's phenomenal. You get to meet people that you like and trust in business. Next slide.
David, we have about 2 minutes before the session is
Yeah,
over.
I'm
so
going to wrap it up.
Okay, thank you.
I just want you to see the aerial view with the yellow arrow. This is how dense Little Tokyo is today. Next slide. Look at how beautiful that project is. See the parking structure, the fire tower, the blue tile roof. In the middle is the Japanese grocery store. This is what architecture and the romance of real estate is all about. This is what it's called a solid, appreciating real estate investment with cash flow for your investors. Next slide. This is the mall. Next slide. This is the mall with the traffic on any Saturday or Sunday. Now, go all the way to the very last slide. Oh, yeah. This is the last slide.
The
There's
slide.
my name, my phone number, my email address. Okay. You can Google me and you'll get the same stuff on LinkedIn /David Young CCIM or Facebook /David Young CCIM. But go back up 2 slides. I want to show this one slide with my name on it.
This one?
This
Is it this one? Yeah.
Yeah. This, you see at the top, it says partners. At the top one, it says David Young. That's my dad. Third from the bottom. You see the third from the bottom, it says David Young. That's me. That's me in bronze plaque. That means that I've got my legacy in bronze for the next 100 years. I'm proud of it.
Yes. Bravo, David.
With that,
Amazing.
I want to say thank you for the privilege of making this presentation to global connections. I want to thank Ellen Sue for that privilege, Doug Brunke for the privilege. I am committed to helping. You see, I'm an educator at heart. If you give as an educator, it all comes back to you. You don't to be successful and to be a leader as a CCIM or even as a beginner, as a real estate agent, broker, or as a affiliate or part of Global Chamber. Leadership is everything. Leadership means you've got character, you have courage, you have commitment, you have capital management skills, and you have a caring attitude. You have that, you become a hero to your family. You become a hero to your community. You become a hero to your classmates in college. Go get them, everybody.
Thank you, David. Really appreciate it. And I know we're running out of time, Doug, but I just wanted to say really appreciate all of you who attended the Global Summit on October 5th at the Terminal City Club, and really appreciate David for his sponsorship and also for his energy and sharing the presentation with the Global Chamber member and also with the audience at the Global Summit in Vancouver. I mean, from this, I hope all of you gather information in terms of, to make a real estate development project happen. There's a lot of intricacy and a lot of different parts that's involved. You not only have to understand the finance, the construction side, and also be able to find the right partners and people to work together. So I do have to say thank you, David, for amazing presentation and sharing with us, your legacy, and also sharing with us of the project and the process, how you get to this place. Of course, I know we've been talking about there's going to be future projects like this that we're in discussion right now. So if anybody is visiting LA, please reach out to David. He will show you the Japanese Village Plaza.
Yeah. I am working on a new project, bigger than this project, but I am constantly doing due diligence on potential projects. So if anybody wants to get in trouble with me, please call me.
Yes, thank you so much, David. I'll hand it back to you, Doug, if you or James, if you have anything else that you would like to do before closing out. Thank you.
What do you think, James? Inspired?
Yeah, I'm always inspired when I hear David. He has so much energy and excitement. He makes engineering, architecture, development fun.
Amazing. And David, I know you and I are talking in a half hour, so I'll give you a call. Looking forward to it. I'd like to do the Global Chamber Los Angeles holiday lunch at Japanese Village Plaza. So I'm mainly coordinating with David to do that, and maybe Jim and Ellen will let you know. I'll coordinate with you to see if it can align with your schedules in November, and have you join us. I think this Zoom link is being used by our next meeting, so I think we need to jump off. Sophie, is that true?
We have another Zoom link for that.
Oh, okay. So, but is this the same link?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I guess we have to close out, Doug, with thank you all for attending the Real Estate Roundtable. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. PST. We'll have a guest speaker discussing about investment in Africa. So stay tuned. Looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks again, David. And thanks, Jim. And thanks, Doug. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful
Dave.
day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jim. Thanks, everybody.